Hi, I'm going to spend some time showing you how to take an Examview test with a lot of images and upload it to your Moodle. So any kind of test with a lot of images, there are some inherent problems when you export out of Examview. Now I'm going to show you here in Moodle 2.2 how you can deal with a bunch of image files that are linked to your Examview test. Here I have a math test. In every equation, graph, it's going to be converted into an image file. So it is important that we keep those links and we don't have to manually edit them once we get the file uploaded to the Moodle. So we're going to, in Examview, go File, Export as Blackboard. I put 6.0 to 7.0 here. I'm going to click that. And I'll just put it on my desktop, and I'm going to call this Math 2. I'm going to save, and I'm going to use the same name here, Math 2, for the directory name. We'll search for that later. Okay, so now I have a zip file on my desktop. Now when I'm in my Moodle, I will be uploading to what are called the legacy course files, and this has to be enabled on your Moodle for this to happen. At this time I can't think of any other way to do this without having a legacy course files enabled. So we'll go into here, and we're going to turn on edit because we're going to be doing some uploading here, and we're going to go into math, and I had already done something in H1A1, and this test here was H2A1. So I'm going to make another folder, create folder, H2A1. I'm just naming it State Standards. And I'm going to go now into H2A1, and I'm going to click Add. Now I'm going to upload my zipped file. And it was Math2. There it is. Open. Upload this. And there it is as a zip file. Now I have to unzip it, and I'll go ahead and save changes. Okay, so it'll take a minute to save changes, and I should go back to the root of my legacy course files. I'm going to go back into math. I'm going to go into H2A1, and I'm going to go into this folder. This is the package where all of the image files are located. So I'm going to click here, and there will be several layers deep here to get into where the images actually are. So I'm going to keep going until I hit this folder that has all the images in it. Alright, I should be there now. Here's all the images that go along with this test. There's a lot of them, and obviously you wouldn't want to individually link every single one of those. So what I'm going to do is find the URL to this image. I'm going to do that by right-clicking and copy link address. Now, what I'm going to do is test this URL and make sure it works. I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to paste. And as you can see, I got a y equals 3x up there. Now I'm going to need to edit this just a little bit, so I know that that's right to that particular image. But I need to have all of this referenced. So I'm going to copy that. You're going to see why I need to copy that in just a second. I'll go back here. Now I'm going to go to my desktop and unzip the folder that I extracted or exported from Examview. So let's do that. My computer, my documents, it was on my desktop. There it is. It was the Math 2 folder, so I'm going to extract that. And this DAT file is going to be important, but I need to edit this because the reference to those images are actually wrong. Once I got those files up there, I now have the reference. So I'm going to, I can actually open this with Dreamweaver. If you have that, I would just use that. I'm actually going to use Notepad because everybody has that. I'm going to go down to Open With, Notepad, and this is going to be all of the data that will create this particular quiz. So I'm going to go ahead and go Edit, and I'm going to go to Replace, and I'm going to look for actually I'm going to replace it with this. I'm going to try to find okay, so I skipped out of the replace here. So the source of the image is what I need to edit here. Okay, so if you look here, the source of the image is incorrect. So what I'm actually going to have to do is change all of these references to what I just copied off the Moodle. So I think I could probably go here, Edit, and then Replace. And I want to replace that PPG Examview /math2 I want to replace that with this. This will actually be, that's what I copied off the Moodle, and that should reference the exact place on the Moodle. See, it's got the HTTP and everything. So that should do it. Let's give it a chance, or give it a try here. Replace all. Okay, I think it did something. So we'll just close out of that, and I'm going to go File, Save. Okay, now I need to I edited this DAT file, so I need to upload this back up to my Moodle. Now on my my Moodle here, I have a DAT file with the wrong reference. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to edit that, and when I click edit, it brings me back to the root of the legacy file, so I have to navigate back to where I was, and I'm going to click on the little gear there. Depending on your theme, it could look different, and I'm going to hit delete. Yes, I am sure, and I'll click save. And I'm going to edit these files once again, so I'm going to click on Math, H2A1, and I'm going to upload my DAT file here. So I will click Add, and I will find my Math2 folder, which is right there. This is the DAT file that I've edited. Open and upload. So I'll go ahead and save that. Now I have, hopefully, we'll test it here in a sec, a DAT file with good references to all my images. So let's give it a shot. Back to the main page of my Moodle. I'm going to set up a quiz here, and I'm going to turn editing on, and we will call this a quiz, and we're going to call this H2A1 quiz. All right, it's loading. Here we go. H2A1 quiz, and in this case I want it to be a practice quiz, so I am going to say I would like adaptive mode and unlimited attempts, so they can take this as many times as they want. Unlimited, there it is, and shuffle within questions, probably a good idea. Everything should be fine here, so I'll go ahead and scroll to the bottom and click Save. And at this point, I have a quiz with no questions. I click on that, quiz, and it should tell me you have no questions. Nope, no questions. So I'm going to go ahead and go into settings here for this quiz. I'm going to expand the question bank and go to import. I'm going to import the DAT file that I uploaded. It is a Blackboard format. I'm going to choose that one. And this is important. I want to choose the default for H2A1 quiz. So I'll just pick that. And I may even want to create another category. Could facilitate sharing of questions between Moodle pages. Anyways, we'll just go ahead and plug them in there. Choose the file, which I have in my legacy files. Math, H2A1, and there's the DAT file. I'll select this and then import. Now, one of the things I noticed is that after the import, for some reason we still had this issue here. I would expect the image to show up, but then after I click continue and I previewed the question, it actually shows up. So we're good. There were actually two images here. So everything looks good. I will go ahead now and go to back to the quiz main page. I have all those questions uploaded now. I'm going to click edit the quiz. I'm going to go find the default where I put them. I just had 9 questions there. And I am going to select all those with this box here and add to quiz. And now they all show up. And we'll just make this worth 9 points since there's 9 questions. Save. And now it looks like it did a question for each page. That's fine. We could change that if we wanted to. So now if we go back to this quiz and we click preview, this actually happens to be an essay question. And so if you have your equation editor in, they could actually do that or create a table. Let's check out this question 2. Okay, how about question 5? That was also an essay question. That one as well. Question 8 is a multiple choice where they could just, these ones are probably the best for the Moodle, where they can just say that that one matches best with y equals 3x, and they can check and see if they're right. If they're wrong, it will be red. If they're correct, I just guessed, got it right. Wow. If it's, let me show you what it looks like when it's wrong. It'll be red, and it'll say incorrect, and it gives them a little penalty. Okay, so there's a couple steps there, but I hope that helped you in getting those Examview questions or Examview tests up on your Moodle.